Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to the Smackdown review. And this is going to be a review on this past Tuesday's edition of Smackdown, which was the go-home show for Super ShowDown, SmackDown's go-home show for Super ShowDown, which is tomorrow, which I will be reviewing. But SmackDown on Tuesday was from the Saints Auto Arena in Laredo, Texas. And this show fucking sucked. This SmackDown sucked. Just like Monday Night Raw, I'm like, this was a skippable week for WWE television. Just this whole wild card rule thing is just making SmackDown like Monday Night Raw, like a more extended version of Monday Night Raw. That's what this is feeling like. But it was absolute shit, SmackDown. So let's get on with the SmackDown review. So SmackDown on Tuesday opened up with the New Day coming out. It was Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. They come into the ring. Kofi's on the mic, and he says if there is one thing he learned over the past 3 months is life is crazy, and life is full of surprises. He goes on to say for the past 11 years, he thought he's seen it all and done it all, from championships, friendships, and pancakes. Kofi ends up saying that it hasn't all been highs in his career, and that there has been a lot of lows. He says he takes a lot of pride in being able to fight through these lows. He says fighting through those lows, it gave him an opportunity of a lifetime. This is where WWE, they're still on this Kofi Kingston, they're still on this Kofi Kingston train here, where they're just beating it to the pop. Still go on to say that he won the WWE title at WrestleMania. I'm like, can we please stop? We all know that he won the title at WrestleMania. Like I said, WWE thinks we're fucking idiots. Like we forgot that he won the title. Kofi goes on to say, as amazing as it was to win the WWE Championship, what is most important to him is to inspire people to believe in themselves. And they end up showing a video package. Of Kofi going back to his home country, Ghana. He was there, and I guess it was like a charity thing that he was doing. He was there with the kids. So we had that video package. Then, after the video package was over, he ends up saying that he was able to meet aunts, uncles, cousins, he never met before when he went back to his home country of Ghana. So then he gets interrupted by Dolph Ziggler. Dolph is going to be facing Kofi tomorrow at Super ShowDown. And Dolph Ziggler is just here just for, a paycheck. And because WWE had nobody else to face Kofi for the championship. So Dolph says to Kofi that Kofi is an absolute inspiration. And if it were Friday or tomorrow at Super ShowDown, he would beat the hell out of him. Goes on to say that he respects Kofi too much, and he respects the sacrifices he made and his journey. So Dolph goes on to say that it isn't about Kofi. It's about why I am the way I am. Quoted by Ziggler. He goes on to say that this is all about him. So we get a video package of Dolph's journey. I'm like, the execution for this was fucking terrible. I'm like, they're just telling their story through video package. I'm like, am I watching WWE or am I watching a talk show? Am I watching Maury Povich? That's what this was. You know. But we got that video package with Dolph's journey. Then when it was over, Dolph ends up saying that he gave everything to all of us. And he gave his soul to WWE. And it's Kofi that had the WrestleMania moment. And the title. When it should have been him. Dolph ends up saying that Kofi is a hero. And all of us one day will realize he is the hero of this story. And that it should have been him. Kofi then says to Dolph that everyone knows that Dolph had a great career. He mentions that Dolph beat him both for the Intercontinental title and the United States title. And Kofi says he knows how it feels. And Kofi says after all the footage that Dolph showed in that video package, there was one footage that Dolph ended up neglecting. Kofi then ran that footage, and the footage was from December 2017 on SmackDown. If you all remember it, which I know some of you might have forgotten it, but the footage was Dolph was in the ring, and he ended up relinquishing the United States Championship. He ended up laying it down in the ring. And so that was the footage that Dolph showed. And Kofi ends up saying to Dolph after the video package was over, or the footage, Kofi says to Dolph that if he should have been him, it would have been him. And it could have been him. And that if things didn't go Dolph's way, he would quit and walk out. Kofi ends up saying to Dolph, no matter how hard things got for him, he never quit on himself, on his brothers, or the WWE Universe. And he ends up telling Dolph that at Super ShowDown, Dolph won't be him. And as long as he's champion, it will never be him. So then we see Dolph point to the Titantron, and he ended up rolling footage of when he took out Kofi on SmackDown 2 weeks ago. So we had a recap of that from 2 weeks ago. And then Dolph, after the footage was over, Dolph then said, Friday, or tomorrow, it will be him. So then we had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out. And then SmackDown went to commercial. Then when it came back, we had a tag team match. New Day, Kofi and Xavier versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which was an okay match. Not, great or perfect by any means, but forgot to mention the opening SmackDown with Kofi and Dolph. It was okay, but the execution is just fucking terrible with them just showing video package and footage. Like I said, it was like watching a talk show. It was like watching Maury. But the tag team match between New Day, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, it was okay. New Day got the win Kofi ended up hitting the Trouble in Paradise to Sami Zayn. After the match, Dolph ended up coming out of nowhere. He ends up super kicking Kofi. Then he ends up super kicking Xavier, laying both of them out. So that was what happened. But it was an okay match. Then we had Shane McMahon. He says there was a lot of speculation that he brutalized Roman on Raw and that he softened Roman up for Super ShowDown. And he rolls footage of what happened on Raw. And Shane says, after the footage was over, Shane ended up saying that was amazing athleticism on his part. I'm like, yeah, seeing that horribly done spear to Roman, which looked like shit. And he says it all came about because Roman said Shane doesn't stand a chance with him in the ring. And he ends up telling Roman that anything Roman does, he can do better because he is the best in the world. And Shane says he's going down to the ring in a few, and he's going to call Roman out. And he says, which Roman will he get? Will it be the big dog or just a little pup with a tail between its legs? So that was that with Shane. Then we had Alexa Bliss, of course, wild card rule. She came out for a moment of bliss, a moment of piss. And Alexa said, it's an honor to be a wild card from WWE's more prestige and far superior brand, Raw, Monday Night Raw. I'm like, WWE's more prestige brand, more like the shit brand, because of how insufferable Monday Night Raw is every single Monday. So she introduces her guest, who was Bayley, the SmackDown Women's Champion. And, Alexa, she was there. She said she didn't like the coffee that she got because she drank it. A crew member comes from the back, gives her another coffee. Alexa ends up drinking it, and she tells the crew member guy to put the coffee in her other mug. So Bayley ends up telling Alexa, the champ is here, and if Alexa's going to ask her questions. Alexa ends up telling Bayley that she'll ask the questions when her coffee comes. And Bayley ends up saying, if she's serious, Bayley says, is Alexa serious? Alexa ends up calling Bayley rude. And she said to Bayley, let's start at Money in the Bank. She's asking, the questions already to Bayley. Alexa ends up saying to Bayley that she had a good night at Money in the Bank, that Bayley had a good night at Money in the Bank, where she won the Money in the Bank, she cashed in the briefcase and won the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley says, she was not living off one night. She was working hard to get that one night for years. That big moment. And Alexa goes on to say, when she was Miss Money in the Bank, she cashed it in on Nia Jax. And it was spectacular. And Alexa goes, she was SmackDown Women's Champion. When she was SmackDown Women's Champion, the title meant something. So she was asking Bayley if the title means anything around her. And Bayley came to mind and said, oh, I see what you're doing. You're trying to bait me. trying to bait me in. She ends up telling Alexa that a lot has changed since she's seen her last time. Bayley ends up saying that she's looking towards the future of the women's division, and that she's looking for new opponents. And Alexa ends up cutting her off while her coffee comes. Crew guy comes out, gives her the coffee. Bayley had enough of it. She ended up smacking the coffee out of Alexa's hand. And Alexa tells Bayley, are you serious? Is that the champion, that you want to be? And that she ends up telling Bayley that the title deserves to be around the waist of someone who deserves it. And then out came Carmella. Carmella ends up saying, oh, you want to talk about former SmackDown Women's Champion and former Miss Money in the Bank? You can't talk about that without talking about her. Carmella says if anyone should challenge for the title next, it should be a SmackDown superstar. And Charlotte ended up coming out. Of course, Charlotte Reigns came out. And she makes an announcement. She said that Shane made a match to determine who would face Bayley at Stomping Grounds in 2 weeks. She announces that the match would be a triple threat match. It will be Carmella versus Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte. And the winner of that triple threat will face Bayley at Stomping Grounds. So there you had another way for Charlotte to get another opportunity. So that was that. It was a shit segment. It was a shit moment of piss. Boring. Then we had Carmella backstage. R-Truth was there. R-Truth says to Carmella that she has a huge opportunity for the Women's Championship. And that he has to defend the title 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with the Jobber Ninja Turtle 24/7 Championship. And he says he's been waiting for Shane to get back to him. And the phone rings, and we realize that R-Truth has been using Carmella's phone to get in touch with Shane. So Truth ends up talking to Shane, and Truth tells Shane that the title, the Jobber Ninja Turtle title, is ruining his life. He ends up giving R-Truth a match tonight, and the 24/7 Jobber Ninja Turtle title is on the line. And he says, who his opponent is. And Truth was like, no. And so he goes to the ring. And it is revealed that R-Truth's opponent is Elias. So it was Elias. We had Elias versus R-Truth. This was a Lumberjack match. All the Jobber guys who are trying to get the 24/7 championship are out there. You have Matt Hardy out there, which he's just there because Jeff is injured. Yeah, Drake Maverick, saw EC3 there. And this was just a quick match. This was like a 2-minute match. Elias ended up defeating R-Truth with a roll-up. So Elias wins the 24/7 championship for the second time. After the match, you had all the guys beat down on Elias. Elias ended up managing to escape. And, Elias was crawling his way. He runs into R-Truth. Truth goes for Elias under the ring. Elias ended up going under the ring. Truth ended up going under there with him, and also the referee. And then we just hear the referee count 1, 2, 3. While we see the guys still fighting in the ring. Then R-Truth comes out from underneath the ring with the 24/7 championship. And R-Truth won back the 24/7 championship. He defeated Elias underneath the ring. And sorry about that, but I was saying R-Truth won the match and won back the Jobber Ninja Turtle 24/7 championship from underneath the ring. We heard the ref count 1, 2, 3. And then Drake Maverick goes after R-Truth. R-Truth jumps over the barricade, and Drake was trying to catch Truth, and like a fucking idiot, he jumps, leaps, and misses on the outside. And we see R-Truth running through the crowd. Drake Maverick runs after him. And that was that. It was like a fucking circus. And gotta play this. There you go. Jobber Ninja Turtle 24/7 championship. Cue the Benny Hill music, because that's what it fucking is whenever the 24/7 title is happening. That's what it is. Every time when the 24/7 championship is on the line every week, try playing the Benny Hill music. Try playing the Benny Hill theme to it. It'll get you laughing. Fucking circus, man. And Thursday, since I'm doing this video, today's Thursday, it's Thursday night now, is revealed on WWE's YouTube channel. After you watch my review of this, go to WWE's YouTube channel, and there's a 24/7 little title like thing that they did, and showed R-Truth near like a plane. Jinder Mahal comes down from the plane because he was on it, rolls up R-Truth. You got the referee counting 1, 2, 3, and now Jinder Mahal is now the 24/7 champion. This belt is a fucking joke, man. A fucking joke. Jinder Mahal, now 24/7 champion. Oh my god. This title's a fucking joke. This belt needs to be retired already. Fucking joke. Then we had, after that, Aleister Black ended up cutting a promo. How many promos are we going to get from Aleister? Can we see him in the ring, please? How many promos can you let this guy do? Can we see him in action again? So, Aleister says his promo last week was tantamount to an open challenge, but no one has knocked at his door. He said he's not a hard man to find. His name is on the door. And he says, funny enough, as he says these words out loud, he thinks he understands. He says his track record speaks for itself. He says until that time when somebody does come knock, he's going to sit and wait for them to pick a fight. So that was a little promo from Aleister. And then we had Shane McMahon and the Revival, part of the wild card rule. They came out. Shane was going to call out Roman. Shane ends up saying that he says he's glad to have the Revival out here for emotional support. And before he said all that, he did his shit tick with Greg Hamilton, where Greg Hamilton goes, the best in the world, Shane McMahon. And Shane says, if it's okay with them, he's got to see the footage from last night one more time. So he played the footage, the stupid, shitty spear that Shane gave Roman on Raw. And Shane says it's like training a male dog. It's running all over the place and being bad. And he says, so what do you got to do? You got to discipline it. Show it who's boss. And he says, then there's that one dog that's a little more high-spirited, and you got to neuter him, which is what he's going to do to Roman. And so Roman ended up coming out. The Revival come up after him. Roman hits a Superman punch to Scott Dawson. Then one to Dash Wilder. And we see Roman. He's looking at Shane. He stalks Shane. And then from out of nowhere, Drew McIntyre comes, hits the Claymore on Roman. Claymore kick to Roman. Then Drew McIntyre sets Roman up. This was back in the ring. Drew sets him up. And Shane once again knocks Roman down with a shitty looking spear. And you got Shane going, ooh-ah, ooh-ah. It was fucking laughable. And so that's what happened. I mean, like, did I give a shit? No. Then we had the triple threat match. Alexa Bliss versus Carmella and Charlotte. And this match was terrible. This is a horrible match. This match was to determine who will face Bayley at Stomping Grounds for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And like I said, this was just a boring match. You had Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose come down. They were watching. They got involved. They ended up holding down Carmella. Then Alexa got the win. She ended up hitting the DDT on Carmella. So Alexa Bliss is going to be facing Bayley at Stomping Grounds for SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm like, really? You're going to have a SmackDown superstar against a Raw superstar? What? This wildcard rule, like I said, this wildcard rule is ruining pretty much everything, especially the brand split. Like, where's the brand split? What brand split? Fucking dumb. So there you go. Alexa Bliss is going to be facing Bayley at Stomping Grounds in 2 weeks. Unbelievable. Then we had Kayla Braxton. She was going to interview Lars Sullivan. She interviews Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan ends up coming out. Kayla Braxton asks Lars what drives him to do the things he does. And he's silent. And then he ends up speaking. He asks Kayla if she'd ever ask a nightingale why they sing their sweet song, or a lion why they stalk their prey before tearing it apart. He says he comes to realize that he's no man. He says when a lion performs its primary function, they call it a lion. And when he performs his primary function, people use a particular word. Lars says in his function is hurt, maim, dissect, vivisect, and dehumanize people. And he says to show that the world isn't full of rainbows and sunshine, but pain and agony. And it's revealed that Lars Sullivan is going to be taking on the Lucha House Party in a 3-on-1 handicap match tomorrow at Super ShowDown. He says, as far as the Lucha House Party, he recites a version of Three Blind Mice, where he says the mice have their tails ripped apart and their bodily fluids used to paint a beautiful portrait. And that was the interview with Lars Sullivan. Well, at least we got to hear Lars talk. So, but it was a okay interview. But we all know Lars. My prediction: Lars is going to destroy the Lucha House Party tomorrow at Super ShowDown. And then we were supposed to have a match against Andrade Cien Almas and Apollo Crews turned into just a beatdown. Andrade laid out Apollo Crews, hammerlock DDT on Crews. Finn Balor ended up coming out. He ended up making the save. He ended up hitting Almas Andrade with forearms. Balor gets the double leg into the double stomp on Andrade. He hit the sling blade. Zelina Vega interferes, holds on to Balor. And Andrade then knees Balor, hits the hammerlock DDT on Balor. And that was that. So this was just filler. So, but we're going to be seeing Andrade versus Balor at Super ShowDown tomorrow. Then we had Goldberg. Goldberg came out to answer, the Undertaker. After Taker came out on Raw. Goldberg says he always wondered what being in the ring with The Undertaker would be like. And now, he's finally got it. And he says, Undertaker wants the icon, the ass-kicking Goldberg, and not the family man. He says that made a light switch go off in his head. Now, he doesn't want the family man anywhere near Taker because he'd fall short. So he'd leave his ass at home. So Goldberg says Friday, sure as he's standing here, he guarantees that Undertaker will get the Goldberg that he wants. The Goldberg, he wonders how he stacks up again. Now he's going to get that ass kicking Goldberg that he asked for. And on Friday, once and for all. And he says, once and for all, we'll all find out who the better man is. And he says, Undertaker, you're next to rest in peace. Then the lights go out. We hear the dong. And we see the blue lights kick in. Undertaker is standing in the ring. He was behind Goldberg. Goldberg turns around, and we see Taker and Goldberg square up. They're staring at each other. This goes on for a few minutes. We hear another dong. Lights go out. When the lights came back on, Undertaker was gone. And then Goldberg gets back on the mic. He says he's excited for the match. So, Goldberg and Taker, their intros are going to be longer than the match. I'll put it that way. That's what you're going to see tomorrow. Their entrances are going to be longer than the match. This match, I can see possibly go on for like 5 minutes. They're going to square up. Goldberg is probably going to hit a spear while Taker reverses it into a tombstone pile driver or a choke slam. Probably see Goldberg do a a jackhammer if he's even lucky to do it. But we all know it's going to be a 5-minute match. It's going to be a short match. Like I said in my Raw review, we should have had this match back in maybe like 2003, 2004. But it's too late. It's too late for them to have a match. This is 2019. Should have got this back in the day. This is just going to be a 5-minute match. Like I said, the intros are going to be longer than the match. So, and that's how SmackDown ended. With Goldberg saying that he's excited for the match. So anyways, that's it for my review of this past Tuesday's SmackDown. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this review. And definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And until next video, which will be the Super ShowDown review tomorrow. The review will be up after the show is over. So, till then, I'll see you all later. Bye.